Quick, like and subscribe if you want good luck for the next 5 years.
What a start to game number 1 here in the Dreamhack Open NA East Finals. If games 2 through 6 are even near as good, we're in for a great show.
I mean, I am still speechless on that. I mean, Unknown is a top player in the world. Once he gets into zone 6 and on, his win rate is the best in any player. And it's just crazy to see because we all know, like everybody, all the casters, you know, Bala, Shio, Monster, Ozzy, Clay, Fallout, we all know that Unknown is so good in early games, so good in quals, so good in semifinals. And if he could just put it all together, you could see how good he can be on the grand final stage. And that was so awesome to watch here front row.
Hey, Fortnite Moments fans! Want more V-Buck giveaways? Make sure to use code BEAST in the item shop. And we'll continue to give out redemption codes just like this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Dreamhack Open featuring Fortnite. And guess what? We are just about ready to jump into game number 1 of the grand finals of our September NA East tournament. Fallout here, joined alongside the man himself. It's Sancho West, brother. Yesterday was a great time. Shout out to every single one of y'all in chat that were hanging out with us yesterday. Guess what? Today's going to be all about sweat, all about try-harding, all those terms that are used to represent a great game. I'm excited.
Oh man, you kind of mentioned some of the people that we have in here. Like I said in the start, it is names on names on names. We got people from the EU, a Bad Sniper, Rifle. We got Hen in the mix, Andalix. We have Rojo, a Nas, and it's people from the NA West. I mean, we have people like Notch and Landjock all competing. And just look at this 20 right here that we have here. That look at this, the top 20. Funk Bomb. I want to talk about Funk Bomb here. He looks like he's getting back into competitive after a lot of downtime. He did have an arm injury, so no doubt he's doing better, Fallout, because no doubt he's on the healing side of that, of the other side of the crescent right there. Also, he hasn't been active in FSL solo, so he's making his first Dreamhack Online Finals appearance. That's the name that, as you said, you've been rooting for, so no doubt that's someone we have to keep tabs on. We've been saying this whole entire theme of old versus new, and people like, I think Cosmic was competing, and Landjock, and now we have Funk.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Great to see his return. I had a chance to compete against Funk and Nate Hill. They actually won the tournament at the second ever Fortnite LAN tournament. It was the Ninja Chicago event on the 99th floor of the Sears Tower in Chicago. Overnight, rise till dawn. I was on Ghost Gaming at that event. Got 4th place. Funk and Nate Hill took that home. That was, of course, before they got signed by FaZe, before really many people knew who they were. And after then is when they started getting invited to Summer Skirmish, Fall Skirmish, and beyond. So great to see their careers obviously skyrocket since then. And, of course, great to see Funk returning and hopefully on the backwards trajectory of that injury, doing well and returning to competitive Fortnite. And of course, we're going to kick things off though with Nano. Kelly's prediction to win it all. I think that's a sound prediction. First off, I've been very impressed by Kelly and her knowledge of Fortnite. We can honestly throw her in the mix as an analyst alongside us, not just the host, but she is the analyst with the most.
Absolutely, and we're taking a look at that Elim feed on top left. Already, Booga, DeRoller, and Zexro have picked up Elims. When I took a look at social media, what's what I like to do before a tournament, just to see who's going to post and where they're going to land. And Booga, Zexro, and DeRoller are all landing in Stark's Industry and already popping off. So that's going to be a POI that we got to keep an eye on. Of course, it's a new one. Look at the replay that we have here. Booga going to the hangar side right here and almost getting a pickaxe battle, able to pick up the weapon down below. Of course, here at Dreamhack Open, we're going to have replays to keep you up with everything around the map. But Fallout, we already popping off just like in NA West with some early Elim action.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's crazy how fast we started. Already 6 people down. As I say that, make it a 7th. Is that Booga again?
Yep.
Yes, it is. Booga's going to connect with the limb on Andalix. Huge pick on a top player, if not arguably one of the best players coming from the European region. So Booga's off to a great start. It's going to be 10 points already for him.
Phenomenal start. Coming in, just squeaking in. We saw players who, like Coop, when he was able to win the last month in the East, he literally snuck right in. But now we have a battle between Wavy and Funk does not want to deal with someone like Wavy. Yes, Wavy's off ping, but he is a dangerous, aggressive W keyer. This is going to be a tall order for Funk to overcome the waves of Wavy.
That's exactly right. Wavy placed 5th in our NA West tournament, and it looks like Funk's actually going to respect Wavy quite a bit here. Even though he had the significant advantage in terms of HP, if what we're seeing is correct on screen right now, he's going to give Wavy a chance to kind of get back to 86 HP, and now it's going to open up an opportunity for Wavy to win this fight. So perhaps a bit of a misplay from Funk. Maybe he didn't get the intel that we had, and they're really close to even here.
Interesting to see already. We're seeing the point of interest that POI is being conditioned. This is set lobbies, ladies and gentlemen. Game 1 of the NA East Grand Final. So no doubt Wavy and Funk are going to see each other more and more. And let's see who's going to be able to win this, because this is going to be a very important engagement as Wavy just sneaks on in with the vent shots there, Fallout. Oh my goodness!
Funk! Are you kidding me? With the right-hand advantage, Wavy got a little bit too confident right there, and Funk with a pump shotgun, I believe, to the face, connects for the headshot and gets the elim on Enterprise Gaming's very own Wavy. Top 5 in NA West, eliminated within the top 10 players in NA East Finals.
Man, he has to be kicking himself right there, knowing the right-hand peak. And now we're taking a look at a replay. It's DeRoller landing in Stark Industries POI, landing a little bit north of the main building, picking himself a nice elim right off the rip. Of course, the 50-50s. If this is your first time tuning into set lobbies, you're going to see some action early on. There's going to be a dip in terms of elims, but near the end game, that's where you're going to see a lot more eliminations. About 67% start to happen, and we're still in the opening frames here of game 1.
Exactly right. So it's a fast start. So you like to see in terms of entertainment at least, and even in competitive Fortnite, especially if you're a fan of Bugha. Good start for Bugha with 2 elims, as we talked about. FaZe Funk, the return, and honestly, we're teeing up these stories. All right, one thing I like to say is the Dreamhack production team are kind of have the foresight and are kind of geniuses. So the fact that they brought Rokane on for an interview makes me feel confident. I would have lost my mind if that was Rokane right there. They got the limb on Vexy, but it wasn't. It was Slick. However, I'm going to call Rokane my sleeper. He's my dark horse pick. I liked what I heard from him. I like the confidence in the interview with Kelly, Shayo, and Bala. And the fact that he's putting so much work in, so many hours into preparation, makes me feel good about him. Meanwhile, it looks like a big engagement's coming through for Slick.
Slick from the new age, a new team fighting out on Anton's POI from the movie Ant-Man. That's not a dog house. That is a big old ant house. And Straw Hat Charlie, who's been around in the scene, has making appearances in grand finals and semis, goes toe-to-toe and gets Slick out. Not a great start for TNA Slick, but what a phenomenal start for Straw Hat Charlie. And those are the things that we need here, the confidence, the confidence elims to get your day started. And Unknown picks up an elim in the feed. So again, a dangerous player. You literally have some aggressive players in the lobby of Unknown and Wavy. So it's gonna be interesting to see how all of that happens. But now we're on board with Zexro, who's looking to roll out in the big old diesel.
Yeah, that's right. And I saw Kote get a pick as well. Free agent. And oh no, not looking great for Zexro, and he's going to get boogied. Almost goes for the 180 yeet, no scope, or quick scope actually, but not able to get that now. And a 1 versus 1. I like the confidence from Zex. He's going to get himself actually in the box. Actually connects for a good first shot, but perhaps a little over aggressive as he's going to get taken out. That is massive from the man originally from Long Island. Zexro gets eliminated.
Wow, Noel with the nice blue pump response to Zekro's crash pad play. And we're seeing that the return of the pump shotgun, a lot of people on Twitter have been talking about it as being one of those, get out of jail free card situations. But looking down below is Unknown, who's going to kind of go right up against the fort and use the Boogie Bomb, another item that is the get out of jail situation. And when you got 2 paired together with the pump and Boogie, you get 5 elim results right there. So that's a great start for Unknown, who has himself the Silver Surfboard. It's the mythical item that we haven't talked about yet, but we'll see if it makes a return as a Nos gets picked off by Michael.
Yeah, a lot of people getting out of jail here, Sancho. It's like the escape from Alcatraz, perhaps. A little bit of a jailbreak going on in Fortnite with some of the weapons that we have.
As a Monopoly action.
Exactly. Hey, I'm a fan of Monopoly personally. This is Fortnite first, Monopoly second is the order in which I play my game. So I'm on board with Michael right now. A lot of people nearby. We do know Nas is known to drop in this area. And, back, of course, when the Shockwave launcher was in Caddy's corner, he was one of the individuals that would contest for that in EU. And, of course, even when he infiltrated over the American side of things. So excited to see what a Nas can do in further games. But he gets taken out, I believe, in this one. Currently on board with Michael, rotating over. And it looks like they're just going to make some very, very passive rotations. Meanwhile, not the case over here as Adgers finds himself in the fight.
Adgers, who did really good in the semifinals, was very featured a lot during his run, and takes out Lunez. and vibing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing we've been noticing. Lunez, you know, he just squeaked in. We had a great 5 elim run. Was able to watch that on Aussie Antics Watch Party. Shout out to you. But Agers is someone else that's popping off. But to go to Nos, he's in the EU, just as Bad Sniper from the EU picks up elim. But I want to go back to the story of the interview we had with Rokane. Rokane was talking about how he needs a change his drop spot because he wasn't walking away with shields. Take a look at Agers right here. Look at the shields that he has. He has chug splashes. He has 2 big pots, and he's looking really well. And that's the difference between the different seasons, is you have to be able to walk away from your first POI, your drop spot POI, with those shields. So that's why Slurpy Swamp is still a strong place. Craggy Cliffs is a strong place because you're always going to walk away with shields because you're going to use the natural shields around in the environment. And it looks like we got a little combat here, a little diesel truck here rolling out with his Transformers all of a sudden.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Transformers, or we're just watching a scene down Route 66. Not sure which one it is, but Day was hunting. He was the Megatron, and he's going to get a nice pick right there on Gonzo Tax. Nice pickup from Day. He starts strong, picks up right where he left off, and that is what a great semifinals will do. It'll give you the confidence to just absolutely fly at people like that, pick up the elim, and pick up where he left off.
And I just gotta wonder, man, is that Day strat literally just chasing down people in a big diesel, big rig? I don't know, man, but hey, it's working out for him. Let's see what Llama here does. It has the tools to compete, to fight, but kind of maybe makes a missed disengagement here that may cost him. Now he's now down to 11 HP, and now he's gonna have to use up so many resources just to fight. I'm expecting a Hail Mary boogie bomb right now. He's gonna pop a pepper and hopefully try to disengage and create some extension space here to give him a nice clean opportunity in the box fight, but it's not looking good, Fallout.
Yeah, you know what I'll say? Stick a fork in him. He's dead in my eyes. Llama trying to stay alive if he can, but it's not looking great. Of course, the pepper is going to help him out. He's just buying himself time. He does have some mats and actually found some time to farm up even further. So the mats are going to buy him up even more time. I think, you know, it's really just delaying the inevitable here, but does have Crash Pads for disengage. We're wondering when that was going to come through. He had to be careful doing that because of that. It's actually going to be Andy who gets himself the elim from cross map. So Andy's very, very fortunate. Really just got blessed a elim. That's 5 points for Andy.
Those are the thing about the crash pads, man. They send you on a specific trajectory. It's almost like a aim simulator at that point. You're gonna follow it, track it, and you got the skill that Andy has. You get yourself that 5 points. But we got to talk about as well. You know, winning game 1 hasn't been the best player's best, you know, situation for previous NA finals. The winner of game 1 in July placed 23rd overall, and the winner of game 1 in August placed 22nd. So you don't have to have a pop-off game. If you get sent back to lobby early, yeah, you're going to be on the cooldown, but you got to remember, Coop finished 22nd in game 1 with 1 elimination, and now show Notch had 0 points until game 3. So you got to have the right mental, and you got to have the right reset to push forward in these 6-game sets that you have here at the grand finals.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what matters the most. I think Day's going to break the trend. Day's going to be the first. You know, listen, I feel good about the prediction. I feel good about his performance. We'll see if he can keep it up. As, of course, we're going to keep making these day puns all day. But a day full of Fortnite is a little bit tough to kind of keep up that consistency, to play at that level for so long. It's really mentally jarring. I don't know if any of y'all have ever played Fortnite at this level for that long of a period of time. Pretty difficult to do, as we're on board with Day right now. Sorry, Fun at Foon says that he's getting hunted by Day. Looks like he'll be taken out momentarily, as he has quite the disadvantage overall in terms of overall health.
His Day is really aggressive, and it cost him right then and there. Day goes down as he was going for an AR spray, and that's the danger of this season, Fallout. The pump shotgun just allows you to be so aggressive on some pushes. You can keto someone's push, break into someone's box, and you can get met with a big critical hit. And that is what's happening. You're seeing people crash into boxes and getting eliminated so quickly with some nice reflexive shots, just like Adrian did right there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And, you know, everyone missed the pump. You know, be careful what you wish for, because, you know, yeah, charge shotgun, certainly that's not it. That's not the move in my eyes. But the pump, well, that means things like that can happen, where you play perfect, you outplay someone throughout the entire time, but one critical hit, one headshot with the shotgun could mean an end to your life, even if you were the one that really should have, right there, like they should have won that fight. Meanwhile, on board with Adgers, currently in a great spot, 2 eliminations, 10 points total, full mats, great loadout overall. Could use some minis instead, could use a, you know, better than an uncommon and a blue AR and shotgun, but overall in a good spot as we're taking a look at a replay here. Bad Sniper Boogie's Dwall out of a car to get a simple frag. Beautiful plays from Bad Sniper. The Frenchman keeping it up. He's been consistent all weekend long.
All right, just taking a look at the circle here, Fallout. There's not a lot of mountains, only like little hills that they might have to navigate. The only danger part is that the circle continues pulling farther and further up north. As we see another replay that's just we saw earlier as Azers with the aggressive play using the crash pad to get right inside Lunis's grill as Lunes tried to counter with a Portafor and just was not enough. So Agers, again, like I said, on fire for semifinals and keeping up the pace. But here it is, another EU player, Ryfla, kind of taking over this tower. He's going to have a great command. So anytime he was going to look for any kind of storm tags, he could use that. But he does have someone down below, as you can see in the left side, and it is unknown. And that is someone you do not want underneath your stairs.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The young man from Finland. Let's see what Ryfla can do infiltrating over against one of the best NA East players, one of the best players in the world in Unknown of NRG. Has to be a little bit cautious. Looks like he won't take this fight. He's going to be content just getting as many mats as he can. He's close to maxed out. He's obviously in circle as it currently stands. He's in a good spot. Rotation-wise, I like this positioning from Ryfla. Keep in mind, these European players, we'll continue to call them out. You may not be as familiar with them if you're a fan of North American Fortnite, but they're going to play significantly different. They're going to play more for early rotation, things like that, where you can get a nice, simple pick if you can. I like what I'm seeing so far out of Ryfla.
Yeah, it looks like Bottle, who just squeezed in at our Mr. 100. Last time we had Coach Chad, I believe, being Mr. 100. Now Bottle is Mr. 100. Mr. 100 could totally turn around and become the #1 player and champion. We've seen it before, the Cinderella story of Teak, Stretch, who were just squeaked in from qualifiers. And then you saw right there, Mr. 100 here in this matchup was able to steal the loot away from Ryfla. As now we're on board with Agers, the man who's on fire, making his way near to Lake House. And we've been seeing a lot of in-games here throughout the day here in the Dreamhack Open Fallout. And this is where you're going to have to make some very cheeky rotations. And Agers right now has a strong kit. He has 4 crash pads, and he picks up another elim, almost free without any kind of work. Just one shot, and he gets it right there.
Yeah, Taxi's going to come in. Quick drop off of the taxi. Can he get the elim on the taxi driver? No, it's going to be Okote who continues to roll. So very, very good stuff from Okote so far. Meanwhile, Agers doing the same exact thing with 3 elims. Agers has not found a lot of success in solo gameplay. If I remember correctly, one of his best solo placements, maybe 5th place. That was back at FNCS Chapter 2, Season 3, Qualifier 2 on August 2nd. But of course, did find a lot more success traditionally in the duo side of things as he teamed with Innocence, one of the gods himself, taking home a 1st place finish. And back in March and back in May, a couple 1st place finishes throughout his entire career. So we know Agers has done it before in duos. Of course, when you're playing with Innocence, you have a great duo partner. The question is, can Agers continue to do it in solos? And so far, he's shown that he can.
And we're taking a look again. We're about to hit the 4th zone. The south side of the zone is so congested on the south side. The north side, we did get a sneak peek there at Sweaty Sands. A little bit of congestion, but not too much. The say-so taunts and Agers and PD Doc here are now neighbors. But this is what the thing is. Now our pros, our competitors are going to try to figure out this next rotation. And if it goes anywhere north, you already saw, ladies and gentlemen, how so many people like Ryfla is sitting up their perch on their towers already set to go. And not only that, they're going to have to go through existing POI builds. It's going to be very interesting. And it's going to go a little bit favoring the south side. So now all those people over there at Sweaty Sands have a very tough rotation because look how many people are here on the south side ready to lay down some fire.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And, while it seems like there's been a lot of early game action because production keeps catching all the great fights, still 64 players are alive here. So, of course, Storm Surge will come into effect. And it is going to be an absolutely insane start to game number 1, which I am so excited for. Finally, look, yesterday, always a good time. Heats, quals, semifinals, still a good time. But this is competitive Fortnite. This is what you love to watch and love to see. And speaking of what you love to see, it's going to be a nice pickup from Padak. Great pick's going to come through on Rojo. Another player coming from Europe gets taken out. And also, look at that. Right after, it's going to be Booga getting eliminated. So despite a strong start for Booga, despite a few elims and a few points picked up, he's going to get taken out pretty early here.
We're seeing right here the names not just still up. Bizzle, another name from the old school days, making an appearance. If Bizzle can be consistent just like FaZe Dubs, then we are expecting a big day from Bizzle. Dubs was able to have very high top 5 finishes in the NA West, and all he had, I think his highest one was like in the top 15 to 40. So like that kind of day is very much in Bizzle's repertoire. Bizzle can do it, and all Bizzle has to do is he knows the format so well. Just stay on his feet as long as possible, pick up some elims, especially in in-game. But Savage was able to get his first elimination and looking really well. Has 2 shockwaves and some crash pads. So mobility for the rotations are in his repertoire.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Nice job by Savage. We got, Bizzle, we got FaZe Funk. So some FaZe Clan representation here. Now, one player we did not see, I don't believe, is FaZe Dubs participating in these grand finals. It's going to be the veterans, the old men, if you will, relatively speaking, because Bizzle and Funk are both in their early 20s. But still, relatively speaking, they will be representing. Excited to see what Bizzle and Funk can do, holding it down for the FaZe Clan.
And now we're in moments. The Storm Surge is up. 10 people have to go down very, very shortly. So this is scary. Everybody's going to start just going off as Haji picks up a Elim, the second place finisher in the semifinals. So Haji's still up. We got a couple of Mars is still up. The Arena Warrior with 21K picks up a Elim as well. So big names just like Who Fishy and Nanolite. Fallout, we're going to get ourselves a very, very firework ending here shortly as Macwa picks up another Elim.
Yes, indeed. A nice job by Macwood picking up one. TSM makes its debut to the elimination feed. We've seen FaZe, we've seen NRG, we've seen TSM, some of the largest organizations in all of esports. And of course, Nanolite still alive as well. Speaking of FaZe, it's going to be Bizzle right above Savage here. Currently posted up. Looks like Bizzle doesn't have a whole lot in terms of shield, so he needs to be a little bit careful. He needs to try and play for a long-range pick if he can. To try and get that siphon with an AR on someone rotating, get an early rotation. That would help him quite significantly. We'll see what he can do as we're now on board with Ritual.
Not a lot of people are safe right now. Ritual could pick up his first Elim here with some beams, and we're taking a look on the left side as the horn goes off. So many people are making their way as much as possible. Mega crash pads, mega shockwaves, all at the dispense of all our pro players because launch pads have been taken out. So it's not such a free rotation as Ritual does pick up an Elim right then and there. Who Fishy is on the backside of Storm, has to figure out how to make a way as Ritual is crash padding his way, almost doing a triple play as Nanolite picks up an Elim in the feed, and so does Michael. So players are popping off right now as everyone's now jockeying for position. And like Bala said, he's expecting the players that decide to go for height to do really well versus the formulaic of going to the front of the zone and turning and burning. So let's see who does that here, Fallout.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Obviously we talked about Bizzle earlier, but he's traditionally been one of the best players in the world to do it. Savage is going to pick up one. Nice job from him. But he's, how many times have you seen Bizzle on height in a competitive Fortnite game? I can't even count. If I had a nickel for each time, I'd be a very, very rich man. Not as rich as him with how much he's made prize money. His Unknown gets it in the limb as well. So I'd argue that you're going to see some of these players that are used to kind of that tried and true side of Fortnite. I wish we had players like Zayt and Staff in this final because it'd be great contention for that height. But meanwhile, some of the new school players, relatively speaking at least, Macwood, one of the young gods, can pick up yet another elimination. So Macwood continues to light it up.
I would say if Zayt and Saf were in this, they're very familiar with Sweaty Sand, so this would be like the palm of your hand. And if I am just surprised right now that Unknown is still alive and running around, not because he's such a bad player, but this is basically unknown territory for him to be in a grand final situation in game as we get closer and closer to the first rotating. So this is going to be huge, just like Wavy Jacob. Unknown is still up. Bad Sniper goes down to the hands of Savage. We on board with Savage's journey, and he's been on a roll now with 3 eliminations, and he has to be careful here. He may be able to get himself in a bad situation, now down with no shields, and this is looking very scary here, Fallout. And no, the boogie on down, and he has hand outside his door. This might be a wrap very quickly.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit scary, and so scary we're going to jump off of him. I can't even watch. We're going to jump on board with Unknown instead. As let's see what Unknown can do. He's been playing incredibly well. We did see Funk and a few others get eliminated. Just quick heads up from the elimination feed. Pro tips on watching Fortnite. Keep your eyes at the top left of your screen so you can see if your favorite players are still in it or are out, as we're going to see that elimination feed get lit up. Koche continues to roll here. That's at least 3 or 4 eliminations for him. Savage
no.
taken out.
Unknown picks up an Elim on your bottom right, and he's starting to get going. Unknown, like I said, he just plays a little too aggressively early on, not getting the end zones. But when he does make it there, he's going to be so dangerous, especially with the shotgun. Let's take a look at who's at height. It's Buck T. Landjock goes down fighting for it, and you're seeing the second place, Haji, right now on the low ground, doing his best as picking up Elims. But the story for me right here, Fallout, is Unknown on his feet and still cooking.
That's exactly right. He's not done yet. And keep an eye on who does have high ground. It's Agers, who we watched earlier, play incredibly well in some one-on-ones, in some box fights. Haji, of course, had a great semifinal, so going to keep an eye on him. Unknown, one of the biggest names participating in this one. As you'll see, the elimination via Kote. Again, that has to be his 6th elimination at this point. Mac, we're going to pick up another one. Finally gets taken out by the European and Rifle, who's still alive in this. Unknown, going to be getting flanked. Oh my gosh, what was that? A 360 no scope for the dub. That's why you love the spaz. That's why you love the pump. It's back, baby.
How did he do that? And Unknown still has a strong possibility to survive with the use of the Silver Surfer surfboard and floppers. And Unknown, his journey is not over as Ager picks up another Elim at height. This is going to be a strong play for Agers right now. It's a battle between Unknown and Haji down low, and Agers controlling the rest of the lobby as down goes Who Fishy. But it is so close right now. Agers right now has a strong possibility to hold this out, but he just needs a map refresh, and it will be a wrap for Agers to get this first victory royale.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Agers is just sitting on top of his throne, watching his peasants fight, as this should be his game, locked and loaded, unless he throws, which we'll see. Keep an eye on his mats, because guess what? Doesn't have a whole lot of mats to his name. He has one more build, and that's going to be it. So he's actually going to lose high ground here to the hands of, I'm not sure who that was. It looks like he's going to go up against a member of Vanish. Agers says, hey, I don't want any of this smoke. I don't have any mats to fight this. I'm going to drop for low ground, be a low ground warrior.
And that is going to be dangerous territory in the mid ground as you have players like Unknown Snitch, who had a great run in semifinals. Agers gets cracked so badly, but it returns and down goes Snitch. 5 points as IREC now is sitting at height. You're taking a look who is left alive. Unknown. Agers, Kote goes down. Posit goes down as well. We have ourselves a top 5 situations Fallout, and Unknown is still on his feet looking for more placement points and more Elims, and now it's a battle between Unknown and Agers.
This is absolutely insane. And of course, the Storm's going back through the builds that were already used. They're going to have to recycle them, hence why Unknown is just swiping away, trying to do what he can. It is an absolute labyrinth of a finish here. And Unknown is going to connect for a great first shot. That's a good start. He knows he has him weak, and he's going to use that silver surfboard. It's actually going to cost him quite significant health. Manages to stay alive. And keep in mind, Unknown has no business being alive from his earlier play. He's not done yet. He's going to get yet another one.
Oh my goodness, if Unknown starts off game 1 here of the grand finals with the victory royale, you better watch out, because Unknown's gonna be so dangerous, and he does! Unknown picks up the victory royale! Oh my goodness, baby!
What a start to game number 1 here in the Dreamhack Open NA East Finals. If games 2 through 6 are even near as good, we're in for a great show. We'll be back with some more Fortnite after this.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the thrilling conclusion of our North American East competition here at the Dreamhack Open featuring Fortnite. We have finished 1 game. That means that we have 5 games to go, and it could still be anyone's game. But for right now, it looks like Unknown representing NRG is going to be holding out first place. And after that performance, it's going to be difficult to see anyone taking first place away from him, Sancho.
I mean, I am still speechless on that. I mean, Unknown is a top player in the world. Once he gets into zone 6 and on, his win rate is the best in any player. And it's just crazy to see, because we all know, like everybody, all the casters, you know, Bala, Shio, Monster, Ozzy, Clay, Fallout, we all know that Unknown is so good in early games, so good in quals, so good in semifinals. And if he could just put it all together, you could see how good he can be on the grand final stage. And that was so awesome to watch here front row.
Follow, I'm sure you agree as well. Unknown holding up first place right now, performing incredibly well. And I want to compare him to the rest of our top 20 leaderboard right now to see how exactly he stacks up against the rest. Because of course he performed well, but so did a few other players. And there you have Haji with 6 eliminations, holding second place just below Unknown, who now is ahead 90 points ahead of everyone else. Ager is going to be in third place. We have a Kote in 4th, and then IREC is going to be holding 5th.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It was Asher's limb points that did it for him. He was popping off. Same with Lakote, of course, with beautiful early game elims. A lot of aggression, keeping their foot on the gas pedal. If they can keep up that aggression, continue playing with that level of confidence, I think we can see some greatness coming out from them. Good to see. And of course, players like Macwood played incredibly consistent throughout. You see some European names on there. Ryfla, the young Finnish man himself, popping off with a top 20 finish, making it to late game as well.
And I have to give a special shout out to Who Fishy at 15th. Who Fishy, who had some tech troubles in the last grand finals for NA West, only was able to compete in 4 out of the 6 games, still holding very strong with a great start to his day. So hopefully he could keep going and rocking it and get his full set of 6. And like Monster D-Face said, all you need is a strong 4 games out of the 6 to be able to be in contention for the Dreamhack champion. And he was able to do that 4 out of 4. So hopefully nothing goes wrong for Who Fishy here the rest of the day.
You say that, though, saying that you only need to perform well in 4 games, but that's not an easy task, Sancho. These are some of the best, actually, these are the best players in Fortnite around the world.
Yeah, I know, Kelly, but you know, Notch was able to do it in 3, and he had the most historical run in Dreamhack history and maybe in editing tournament history, able to rack up 200+ points and literally 15 points away from snatching #1. That's what I'm saying. Don't call it early. As much as it's cool to see Unknown on top, he only has Haji right behind him by 7 points. So Unknown has a lot of work to do, but if he just keeps up that mental, that boost of confidence, like Baller was saying in the semifinals, could be a world of difference for a great mechanical player like Unknown.
Unknown sitting up in first place after that incredible performance that we got to see in game 1. Tons of highlights, of course. I think you called it out.